You start with unrolling this one, and you put a very simple knot in the two end parts, and you leave about 2 centimeters of free space so the knot can slide a little bit. Show you the 8 knots. This is the 8. The double 8 is one more time around the double 8. And then you can put it on one side in the foot slider ring. There's an opening here, you can slide the cable through, and like this it's on its place, and you make this a little bit flat. Then you go to the other side. Moet je hem even van deze kant filmen, denk ik, Sarah. And here's an opening in your snack. Here's an opening in the snack. And you can put in the cable like this. And you have the knot is a little bit fat, but you can put it in if necessary. You can take your tool set from your bike bag and you push the knot in. And there's this, here is the opening that the rope goes through, and you see now it's on its place. If I turn it around one more time, now you can see this was the opening where I put in the knot, and there is the small 3.5 millimeter gap where you can slide the cable through. So now it's on its place. What you do now is keep tension on the cable with one hand, and with the other hand you roll the snack backwards. Keep tension on it, and at a certain moment there's tension between the foot slider and the snack. So now there's tension on the cable, it cannot go anywhere. It's important you do this while the bike is standing on its wheels. When you do it when the bike is lying down, the wheel will start to roll, like now, and there's no tension. And then the cable can get, just unwinds itself from the snack, but now it's okay. And now you have time to take your shock cord. The first thing is you take your hook, and from this side you put one end of the shock cord in, and you lay a very simple knot, like this. You pull it and leave 1.5 centimeter. And now you can hook this part into your snack. But first you check if the position of the knot from the yellow cable is okay. And so now there is no yellow cable on the foot slider ring, the knot is downward. If I hook it in, then I would have to wind about, I will put in the knot from the shock cord on the opposite side more or less in the foot slider ring. There are 6 different holes for the shock cord, but I'm just going to take one on the opposite side now. And I will have to wind this one 4.5 times around the foot slider ring, because this one has a large 220 millimeter snack. But to make it more easy, I drive forward a little bit, and now I push the shifter button and I turn the knot around to the top side more or less, and again I push this snack backwards, so I have tension again on the cable. So there's already a half winding of yellow cable on here, and now I only have to wind this one 4 times around. But first I hook in the hook somewhere on the downward part of the snack in a hole. And now I take the front wheel between my knees, so I can pull on the shock cord very hard without pulling the bike anywhere. Because now I have to, the shock cord is rather short as you see, but I have to wind it when it is fully extended. So this costs some force. You will have to pull it all the way and then turn it around 4 times. 1 time, 2, 3 and 4. If you have the regular small 180mm snack, it is 3.5 times that you have to wind it around. And now you have to look if the knot of the cable, it has to point downward. If it points inward, then you will hear it making noise against the spokes. When it is the other way, it will interfere with the cables here, it will push off the cable. So you have to put it in upright position and it will stay just in the position as you put it. Now it passes the both cables, very good. Okay, now your shock cord is mounted on the bike and there's not very much tension on it. But I've got half a circumference of yellow cable here, and that means I also need at least half a circumference of shock cord on my snack, because only then I can shift back to my lowest gear. Because when I push the shift button, so now is my lowest gear because I have no yellow cable left, and now I can come back all the way. So this is a safe position. But now I'm going to the highest gear to check if the tension is right, and of course always check that the knot is in upright position. Okay, so now I have the bike in its heaviest gear and with the foot slider in front position, and then when it's in heaviest gear there should be practically no yellow cable left on the snack. It may be 1 circumference or a little bit more, that doesn't matter. And now in this position the tension is maximal on the shock cord. So now you should check if you can still do this. Then it still has a little bit stretch left. Also the tone says something. This is a rather low tone. This is a too little tension. So we have to go back now to the smallest gear to increase the tension on the shock cord. So now I take the hook out and I put it in a hole a little bit further on the snack, and again put the hook in good position, and I have to shift again to the heaviest gear. And now in heaviest gear I cannot shift any further because there's no more shock cord. And now there's a higher tone and more tension. I can practically not pull it anymore. So this is okay. You're ready to ride now.